Just a side note from Kieron, one of our podcast members had an issue with his microphone, so for the first few minutes of this episode you might hear some kind of windy noise, which we do apologise about, and hopefully we'll have that problem fixed for future episodes of this podcast. Also, this episode contains spoilers to the first and second Borat films. Enjoy. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Betatalk podcast. I am your host, Kieron Toho, joined again with my co-host, Lewis Baker.
Hello everyone.
And we're also joined again with Dave here, who has a bit of a mic problem, but it's all good. And also, we are joined with Ben.
How you doing, guys? Alright?
Doing good. It's a little bit of a Stand By Me reunion, I'm going to say.
It is a little bit, isn't it?
Indeed, yes.
A long while.
I wonder what characters we I'm reminded of, really.
Well, I'm definitely not the one with the glasses.
No, you're not too champ. What was I say? I say I'm Gordy, a chance, because of the story writing part.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, no, I'd see that.
Ben would probably be Chris Chambers, maybe. And then Dave would be Teddy, and then Lewi would be Vern.
I'll take Vern. You know what? I'll take it.
You take him.
It's cool. It's Gucci.
But
I think you're more Teddy than me, to be fair,
So, what are we talking about today? The US election happened, and Biden won. And
He did?
yeah, he did.
Yeah. I mean, I personally am very happy that he won. Obviously, let's face it, Trump was a terrible president, probably the worst. I know it's a bit much of a British person talking about American politics, but I'll just state my opinion out there.
Yeah, I don't have a view on it either, I kind of agree with you, Lewis, but he was a little bit difficult.
Yeah, I mean, I think Biden will definitely be a better president. There's no doubt. I reckon, but well, I suppose we'll just have to see. I mean, he's got a 4-year term, so whatever he can do. I can't believe Trump was in power for 4 years. It doesn't feel like it was 4 years.
Yeah, it really doesn't.
It feels like he was only in power for like a year or two. It didn't really feel 4 years.
No.
To be fair though, with Donald Trump, I don't think he's actually accepting the fact that he's lost, because on Twitter
He's
today,
gonna fight it in court. I reckon, for sure.
on Twitter, he's literally having a breakdown saying, "We're gonna win the election." I'm like, "Wow, you already lost, mate." I don't know what you're talking
He's been
about.
putting a few things down on Twitter, isn't he?
Yeah.
I think I literally only follow him on Twitter because his tweets are just hilarious.
They are quite funny, aren't they?
Because he's so I think he's starting to go a bit delusional after losing the election. I even heard that.
Can't accept him.
I don't know if it's true or not. It might have just been a joke, but I heard somebody was like, "Oh, his wife's leaving him."
Oh yeah, his wife is filing him a divorce.
There you go.
Really?
So that's
Yeah.
Yeah, he's basically gonna lose. Well, he's not gonna lose everything because the man's fucking
And
rich. But
basically,
he's gonna lose his wife. He's lost the election.
and
I mean,
also
he's not gonna be a happy bunny.
if he doesn't leave the White House by January, they're literally going to escort him out. And also, he might be banned off Twitter.
Swat him, fucking tackle him to the ground, and drag him out. That'd be jokes. And film it. I want to see it.
Yeah.
I want to see it live. I'll pay money.
Still quite a big boy, isn't he?
Yeah, mate, he still acts like a child. Not gonna lie.
Well, you say, but even after him not being the president anymore, I do feel like he's probably going to be saying something. He's not going to make the massive decisions, but he'll probably.
I think he's already fired someone that's in like his government.
Right.
But I'm not entirely sure what his name was. I might look it up to see if I can tell you guys. But also, let's be honest. Something very good and very funny has come out of this, and I know this is a conversation topic we were about to. We might start it later. I don't know. I don't want to kind of take charge, but Borat.
Oh yes. But
He has returned from from Kazakhstan, shall we say, as his home country, and he's come back to America at probably like the best time for him, but the worst time for the country.
Oh, I do feel like the second film they brought out, with everything going on in this day and age, with all of the things we've had to sacrifice not going out, or some people have lost their lives to this virus, they've put a little bit of comedy into it. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
The
yeah,
whole
they've just tried to
film's
make
based
things.
on it, and it's
Yeah,
brilliant.
I
think.
mean, I definitely agree. It's like I said, like for say like Trump supporters, it definitely was a bad time for him to come into the mix.
It
Oh,
absolutely
He was just shitting on him.
It absolutely was, yeah. But it was brilliant at the same time. It was.
Yeah, oh yeah, 100%.
So funny.
oh
Talk
god.
about the scene where he dressed up.
He
I don't know if we should give any spoilers.
No,
Should we actually spoil
this
the people who haven't watched
episode will contain spoilers. I think I
Okay,
will put a
okay.
warning.
Okay, well, there's your warning, people, listeners.
it? Yeah. There's your
Um,
warning after I said it.
Yeah. Well, Ben, would you like to tell it?
So essentially, he goes to a presidential conference, and Sasha Baron Cohen, who is playing, is that how you say it? Sasha Baron Cohen?
Yeah, Sasha Baron.
It's
Yeah.
It's Cohen. Sasha Baron.
Sasha Baron Cohen.
Sasha Baron Cohen.
Yeah.
Sasha Baron Cohen. Is that right? Sasha Baron
Yeah.
Cohen. I
Yeah,
don't
I
want to
think
butcher
so.
his name if I can't say it.
Yeah.
Anyway, he goes and he is multi-rolling. He's playing Borat, who then plays Borat in a disguise, and his disguise is Donald Trump. And I don't want to ruin the whole scene. I know we've got spoilers, but I don't want to ruin the whole scene. But it's a very funny scene of him dressing up as Donald Trump and presenting him a lady or a girl.
Yeah.
in fact,
Going
in the
up
film.
Well,
into
the fact that he got the attention of the vice president at the time,
Michael Penn.
because
Exactly.
yeah, Mike Pence was doing a speech
Michael
during
Penn
this
is.
conference, and Boris comes in, dresses Boris.
Boris
Boris
Johnson.
Not Boris. Boris, not Bojo. Borat comes in, dresses Trump, with a lady on his shoulder, and he's like, Michael, and he's like, oh, we got the lady for you, and oh my god.
And you
It's-
just hit.
it's-
No,
if
he
you-
get
if
when
you're
he's
into awkward comedy, then
when
you
he's
probably already
standing there,
watched
he actually
Borat.
gets hit by somebody from behind. Fucking dumb.
Does he?
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
You know,
I can't remember that.
he's literally like sat. He's like stood there. He's like, you just hit me.
Oh. Oh yeah, it's a train wreck, isn't it? It is an absolute train wreck.
it
but
is.
it's
I
very
think
funny
that
train wreck.
that scene reminds me of if you guys have seen it, it's a very famous episode of the Eric Andre show where he goes to like I think it's a Republican like expo, like and he goes in and like does sort of like kind of the same thing as Borat. He mucks it up, gets sent out. I just got like the very same vibes from that to that Borat scene.
I do feel like in the second one, comparing it to the first, that a lot of the sensitive things or sensitive topics that would be in the film have been mulled down very slightly.
A little bit. I say they
in
have.
comparison to the first one.
The first one got away with a lot more, and also like Borat could do a lot. The character could do a lot more in the first one because nobody really knew who he was.
Yeah, it wasn't recognised, which they interpreted that quite well at the start when he went to America and they showed loads of clips of him being recognised, and he put a disguise on, didn't he?
Also,
Which, well, I said disguise. He looked even more strange than he did prior to. actually
also,
going.
what do we think about seeing with Rudy? Rudy, what's his name? The other guy that like the actress like interviewed, and then like he literally like tried to unzip his trousers before like Borat just came in.
Wait, which film is this? First
This
or
is the sequel. This is the bit where
Okay.
I'm trying to figure his name. Rudy. He's like a fat. Oh god, that sounds pretty bad to say, but like a kind of bit of a fat, chubby guy. Rudy Gunlin. I can't say that, but he's like he's part of like Donald Trump's thing, and like he's there for an interview with the woman who's like the actress who's like Brat's like plays as Brat.
Oh, yes.
Do you? Because everyone say because it is. I am hearing more that he did try to zip down his trousers because he thought he was gonna get some sexy time.
Well, I think that bit was staged. I
I'm
don't know.
It's no.
That's a good point, really. I've always wanted to know if any of it, if there's any at all.
The scenes
parts
that
at all in
take
film
place
that's
in
staged.
Kazakhstan are scripted because I heard
Yes,
after the
obviously,
first film, a lot of people got really pissed off and tried to see the film because like the one.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
So I think they
Not
had to
surprised.
use other actors from like another So it took place in like another country, and
Well, you know what? I do think you know the bit when he meets the chap and he says, "Can I stay?"
oh
at
yeah,
your
can I stay in
place?"
your homies with those like
I think that's
hillbillies?
not scripted. His reaction is not scripted. But when he's actually at their home, all of that is obviously scripted.
It feels a
because
bit
The camera
scripted.
crew are there. Well, the camera crew are there.
Yeah, because it's like why would
So
you
they
set up
know.
cameras in your home?
Yeah, they know.
Oh!
They've obviously in the act, but the first bit I don't think is scripted
No.
with their reaction.
Can I-
but
can I
it was-
stay in your
That's one
home?
of my favourite parts. Yeah, that's.
And then
one
the
of my
next
favourite
scene
parts
is
of
you
the film.
literally just follow them home.
Just quarantine with those two guys. I think it's so funny. They've got very opinionated views on society.
yeah.
those two.
Is this virus or the Democrats? Democrats definitely.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh,
That
and then
song
they
he
went.
made, that Borat made.
And they went to that Trump rally thing as well, where he got up on stage. Right, there's a bit they cut from the film that I got to see because it's on Sasha Baron's Twitter, but it's literally the bit where he's almost finished singing, and literally a crowd of people literally tell him to get the fuck off the stage, and literally he
dear.
literally sprints off the stage, and like some of the camera crew come with it and run with him because they're literally getting chased down. And I remember they got into an ambulance and one of them opened the door, so Sasha had to keep it hard to hold on to the door so it wouldn't open.
Oh lord.
And also he mentioned that it was one of the very few scenes that he had to wear a body vest because there were people carrying around guns.
Oh no.
Because he could have been shot, and I'm just like,
Yeah, he could have been shot.
it's
People in the heat of the moment.
It's absolutely mental, how far he's willing to go
it's
for
terrifying.
for the stunt
reaction, I suppose. Yeah. That is,
uh,
yeah. It's definitely a different method of acting in comparison to other films.
Oh god.
I mean, it's definitely different for sure. It's completely its own thing. I mean, I suppose you could say it's sort of like Jackass did similar
Yeah.
stuff.
Some
yeah,
of it was scripted, but what the
It's
stunts they did
it's
were
still
real.
not yeah. I don't
The
think
first
we
one was a
can
lot less
really-
scripted.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
The big question is though, boys, which out of the two do you prefer?
I don't know. This is the problem because I
First
actually
one.
like both of them.
First one.
The
I
first.
hate the second
Yeah,
one.
okay.
I
First one,
watched
first
30
one.
minutes and I literally wanted to hit myself in the face.
Oh
It
dear.
was so
Dave.
boring.
Yeah, I think because it's just.
Okay.
Um,
I think it's because I don't know. I mean, personally, I think I prefer the first one, but I do like the second one. I don't hate it or anything. But I do prefer the first one because obviously it was more original and I think the people's reactions in the first film were more organic because obviously they
They're more
probably
natural,
didn't
aren't they?
like
That's
Kieron
that's
said
the same
earlier.
with me.
they are quite more.
Mm.
Well,
And
you
like
know what I'm
Kieran
saying,
said
because they don't know him.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
So I
That's-
think it was more. I think it was a lot more funnier.
One of my
Yeah.
More
favorite,
organic reactions.
one of my favorite bits that definitely wasn't scripted from the first one is definitely the train scene, with
Yeah.
with the chicken.
I'm not gonna lie. The awkward comedy that Borat's kind of whole thing is about. It for me personally is a little hard to watch, but I think once you get over it, once I get over it, I kind of it becomes really enjoyable. And
You have
like
to have a
that
very
train
open
scene,
mind.
yeah, you kind of have to, yeah, and like sometimes you kind of feel for the people that he's doing it to, because they probably like have no idea, and they're like, why is this stranger like harassing me on the train?
Yeah.
But
It's
as
when
the
he
viewer,
tries to
you're-
kiss
you're
him on
just,
the
like,
cheek.
laughing your head off, thinking
Yeah,
it's
that's
so funny.
I admit that man has balls, honestly, because he puts
Oh,
himself
well,
at
the,
risk most of
yeah.
the time.
When the guy in this is in the sequel in the fax machine guy.
Oh
He's
god,
just telling him to write these things, and he doesn't even blink an eyelid. He just does it.
oh god. To be fair, though, I do think that first one is definitely much more of a classic because it's like a character isn't really known outside of the UK really because the character Borat appeared in the Ali G show along with Bruno as well, where he plays that
Great
gay
film.
news reporter. I think
they're all brilliant. They're all brilliant.
they are.
Wait, how long ago did Borat come out?
2006.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's really weird that I've known it since it came out because everybody I knew, like, it's really weird. My parents talked about it. I'm pretty sure, like, people around my age were talking about it.
Borat. I definitely did not know what Borat was at like 6, 7 years old. I don't think my parents would would shun me.
No,
But
No,
no,
I was very
at
late
that age.
to it.
because
I
I
think
just
I watched it in,
remember the
like,
very
2012.
iconic. I remember the very iconic like green like thong he wore, and then in the sequel he
yeah.
replaced.
Mankini.
And then
See, he did they did a really great promotional stunt for the second film.
where he
I saw it on Instagram. They put like cardboard cutouts of him in like a mankini, but it wasn't a mankini. It was a face mask, as everyone is
Yes.
having to wear these days, and you could take one from his like groin on the cutout, and it was it's brilliant. I thought it was a brilliant like
I
promotional
think I
stunt.
saw that. I think I saw
Yeah,
that.
I think
it
I-
looked like it just looked brilliant.
I don't think I
Yeah,
saw
it's
that, but I
really good.
definitely saw the poster where he was wearing the face mask for like the replacement for the sequel. I saw that, but I didn't see those promotional things because I don't think they had them anywhere.
Great advertisement. Great advertisement.
It is very good advertisement.
Oh god.
From the company's point of view, anyway.
Yeah. I do. Yeah. Trying to think now. Okay, my brain's just completely gone because I didn't think how long we'd talk about this for.
Seems like a normal day.
Yeah. I've only came up with like the US election because I knew that was big, and I knew I knew that Borat would be worth talking about because it would be related to that, and then a little reunion for the second.
Well, there are other things we could talk
Yeah.
about. I mean, if you want to talk about like what's going on in the great UK, we can. I mean, everyone's in lockdown. There's not really much to know.
The Great UK.
Yes, I said the great UK, and I instantly regretted it.
I saw
We changed
one of my
the title.
favourite tweets I've seen is someone said just remembered a British day ruined, and I was like, yep, relatable. I mean,
Kieron.
Yeah?
I wanted to mention that tweet you showed me of a Trump supporter was like, "Oh, I can't believe what
Yes.
this country has done," and he was like, "I'm gonna move to the UK where the government know how to like run the country,"
alright,
and I was just like,
I got two things to that person.
Absolutely.
One,
oh,
our government's bad enough
know.
as it is. He's Boris Johnson. His initials is BJ. What more should that really?
I mean that's just bad.
Yeah, I know it is. Should feel banter. And then the second reason: don't even think about stepping foot in our country, pal.
Oh, you heard here. We are not taking in Trump supporters apparently.
Or we already have a couple in the UK actually. I think I have like
Kieran is our
one.
first line of defense against Trump supporters in the UK.
No, I have one or two friends on my Facebook list who are unironically Trump supporters, and it actually hurts.
I mean, I don't think I've ever I'd actually really enjoy to. I'd really would really enjoy
Mhm.
speaking with a Trump supporter. Had to get my words out there. Because I just want to hear about their opinions and see what
I can only find one good thing about Trump, and that's just his business.
just see what's
Yeah,
really
he's
like.
a very good
what
businessman,
goes-
to be fair.
Mm,
But
Remember,
that's it,
he's-
everything else he sucks.
remember, he started up with a small loan of $1 million, so.
Yeah,
I
$1
wouldn't
million.
know about that fucking rich.
To be fair, the first thing that comes up when people say, "Why do you think Trump is not a good person?" and all I can think about is that one still image from like a video from the '90s where he's at a party and he's like whispering to Jeffrey Epstein about something. That's what comes into
I
mind.
have not seen that, but
I wouldn't.
You can imagine what it's like.
But he was friends with the woman that Jeffrey Epstein was getting women from.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, you just don't know anymore.
No.
It's...
And he did say he wanted to screw his daughter.
Ah.
You just don't
when
know.
it comes to stuff like that, I've seen like videos and stuff of like Joe Biden acting very dodgy.
Yeah,
Really?
I've seen a couple of stuff like that.
I've seen a couple. So yeah, it doesn't really look like most
It's difficult though, isn't it? Because you could
American
argue that
politicians look very sus.
Yeah.
it's difficult though because people will argue that everybody's human and everyone's got their quirky sides, or everyone's got that sort of darkness about them. But if it's
Oh,
somebody
yeah.
who's running your own country, you don't really want them to have any of that. You know, you don't want them to have a dark side or a bad secret or anything. You want them to be just
Yeah.
straight on it.
Yeah.
They're making all the decisions that you're not allowed to make.
It's making these plans that they never hold up to, and that's the problem with Trump.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
So I mean, we can't obviously if you've seen that kind of thing, and like Trump, it was someone who was bloody running your country. It is hard
Difficult to take, isn't it?
kind of look past, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I know what
It
you
is
mean.
hard to look past because obviously it's what they're doing isn't good. But like you said, like everyone's got like a dark side to them. There are things that people
It's only
do
human,
that
isn't it?
other
It's
people
natural.
ain't gonna accept. But
Yeah. Plus,
You-
when you're
I
running
know-
a
I
country,
know what
you
you
can't
mean.
make everybody happy. It's
No.
an impossible
oh
task.
no,
There's
oh
no-
no, not at all, not at all.
Can't even make everyone happy in our country, for fuck's sake. What do you expect?
There's no
Oh,
amount
yeah,
of money
exactly.
that would make me want to take that job ever. Not that I'm
Conservatives,
intellectual enough, or
Labours.
I'm academic enough, or anything. There's no amount of money that somebody could give me that would want to make me do that job.
no,
Never.
because you got to make those.
Bigger salary.
Because you're always gonna have people that support you, and then you're always gonna have people that won't support you. That's the
Exactly.
thing.
Impossible to make everybody happy.
To be honest, speaking of the UK, lockdown 2.0, boys.
Lockdown 2.0.
I kind of was.
Yes.
I kind of saw it coming, like from
Back
September.
to tagging people to run 5k, and back to tagging people to down a pint, or do keep you up as your toilet paper.
Or
All that crap that comes
or
with it.
panic buy some toilet paper, like people still do.
Yeah, or panic buying. Yeah.
Oh god, I think we've now had 3 waves of that. Back in March, one in September, like mid-September, when
Recently they did the same thing, kind of buying.
yeah, and then when lockdown 2.0, like when lockdown 2.0 happened, like then I just started seeing them disappearing again. I was like, for fuck's sake, like people, it's not gonna run out, man.
Yeah, but you gotta think, how many shits are they having a day?
Good point.
That amount of toilet roll.
That is
Stop
yes,
piling toilet
that-
roll.
See, Dave has the questions that need to be answered.
Yeah.
Like, it's
These are the
not normal.
questions
We don't know
that
if
need
one
answered.
You only have,
bowels.
like, 2
How
or
many
3 a
shits are
day.
people having a day?
Yeah, exactly.
You have-
Because a normal human being has like 2 or 3.
What's-
And then
Yeah,
people
exactly.
are buying like hundreds of rolls. It's like, there's no way you're having 10, 20 shits a day. Unless you're literally on prune juice 24/7.
oh.
Prune juice.
Prunes and grapes and shit, yeah, you go through you.
That's that.
That's just
Natural
diarrhea
Yeah.
laxatives, are they?
That's the only way to have that amount of shit.
No, I kind of. This is a little bit of a mix to blame because people blame pubs, people blame others for not following rules, people blame schools for reopening, people blame travel borders, people blame the government, of course. I do feel like it's like everyone will take
It's all
part
of
in
the
blame.
above.
Exactly, but
Oh
people
yeah,
are like,
yeah,
no,
yeah,
it's
all
this,
of us have,
no, it's that.
yeah.
I don't expect how cases will like go down if schools stay open as well, which is also what's happening here.
Schools are going to stay open no matter what.
I feel like if they
get
wanted to
ill.
keep them open for the ones who can't afford internet, can't afford like any kind of
Yeah.
because we recently had like where most of the MPs actually voted against free school dinners for kids, and now they
It's
just did a
actually-
U-turn.
I should know, really, shouldn't I?
Yeah,
Being a teacher, but it's,
Yeah,
it's
but
actually
it's
very
a small,
difficult
it's
to
a small thing from
segregate.
Bradford as well.
it is.
Like, it's not a big deal, but to all those kids that can't afford it,
Yeah,
it's
you gotta
a
think of
huge deal.
the
It
families
is a
that
huge
struggle
deal.
and like who are on benefits and stuff, and even that's not enough.
Well, it's
But yeah,
actually-
so
But no,
definitely,
no,
like you've got people in this country, you've got parents in this country who are not financially stable enough to like feed their kids properly.
Mhm.
There are kids going to school hungry and stuff like that, and like to get rid of free school meals is, well, personally, to me, I think it is a big deal. I think you do need to. I think the schools need to keep the free meals coming in,
Because it's a
'Cause,
way to, and also if they were able
because
to do
even in
the
these days, sorry, Kieron,
Sorry.
but even in this day and age, child poverty is still quite high.
surprisingly high.
Surprisingly, it is, and it shouldn't be. There's a lot of problems still on this planet that should have been solved like years ago. That shouldn't be a problem still today, but unfortunately are.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there are a lot of. I think the poverty rate, not just for children, but young adults and
Ones who
in the UK is very high. Like you said, Lewis, it's very high. Considering that we're not a third world country, and we're wealthy, and we have a lot of things put in place that some of them won't make sense. So some of them won't make sense. Some of them will make sense. But I do think it's very easy for us to sit here and say this should be sorted and this should have been sorted. But there are probably a lot of underlying problems around those sorts of topics that are preventing us from them being solved, I suppose you could say.
To be fair, if thinking about the Eat Out to Help Out thing we had in August, which also some people blame a little bit,
That should have been eaten to help out.
but if they were able to afford that, which was a lot more than feeding kids around the UK for free who are in school, because it is, I think it's around, I might be wrong, but it's like roughly around £20 million, which is like a lot less than what Eat Out to Help Out was, because it was literally 50% off everything from like 3 days a week through certain times like 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and like I can tell you right now, a lot more people went out in August than they did back in July.
Oh yeah.
Even on weekdays, it was insane. So
100%.
so if they were able to afford that, then it surprised me why.
Well, they just dished out. Think about the figure that I can't remember what the actual figure was, but think about how much they just dished out for people on furlough, and they're helping companies pay for people that are no longer at work,
and first,
independent companies and things like that. But the figure for that was just like substantial, which is obviously in this day and age is unfortunate because that's what we have to do. We have to go into a 2-week lockdown, so they have to provide some financial support for those people. But the figure was it's fucking massive.
it is.
Absolutely massive.
And the
And
fact
yet they can't pay for school meals.
which is stupid. Is laughable. I do think Trump's definitely the definition of fucking bad enough, but our Prime Minister here with his MPs and his House of Commons, it's not really any better, is it? Because it's
I don't know.
It's quite a tough. It's quite a. It's a very tough topic, isn't it? It's
It's tough because you're going to upset some people with whatever you say.
yeah, not everyone's gonna agree with, what we say or what other people say, or what the government says. But at the end of the day, we can all agree that, to put it bluntly, we're going through a pretty shit time at the moment.
it's going to be a rough
Um,
winter.
But the best thing to do is to stick together. We can't be, you know,
But at least try follow the rules.
yeah, you
wear a
know,
mask, of
it's
course.
yeah, exactly. You know,
Until-
no matter if you think it's stupid or not, do what the government says.
It's mass community cooperation
Yeah.
is what it's going to take.
Yeah,
And
Everyone
also,
needs to come together.
you got to wait till
We
vaccines
need
are ready.
to benefit each other. You know, if someone's going to, it's always to do with, am I going to benefit out of so and so situation? We live in a very, very selfish world, in my opinion. And I do feel like there are a lot of people out there that volunteer, a lot of people out there that want to help other people, which is brilliant. But myself included, I am one of that percent that just think about myself, really. I don't go out and volunteer or help. I think I'm quite normal, because a lot of people don't. But that small minority that do want to go and help, that's brilliant. But this thing that's going on is going to take a mass community cooperation from everybody, I think, for it to even slightly differ or go away at all. Because if we don't,
yeah.
and we don't play by the rules, we're going to end up like the fucking Purge in the end.
Oh, good
And we're
God.
all going to start going to each other's houses and killing each other.
Or it's people going to steal stuff from the supermarkets as a more of reality. But then again, that's also possible because there are nutcases out there.
It's all back to Wall-E. The film Wall-E is quality. It explains everything, mate.
Wally.
We don't look after our world. We don't look after our environment. Now we've got this virus. We don't look after each other. It's very selfish. Everyone's selfish. It's a very harsh world that we live in, and you got to survive in some sort of way. But Wall-E explains we don't look after our own planet, and we took it to shit. If we don't look after each other in this time of need, everything's gonna go to shit.
And that, yeah. Because really all people are waiting now is a vaccine, which people were really hoping it might be ready by the end of the year, is what I've been hearing recently. But again, it may not be. They may have to delay it.
Yeah, that kind of I
mean,
thing
I
you
would
can't,
love it to be available. You know,
guarantee-
as soon as
you can't-
ready.
yeah, but you can't
Take
guarantee
facts
it,
off
can
of
you?
Wall-E.
Well, apparently the new cure that they have is like a 90 to 95%.
Yeah, it's 90%. It has a
Pretty good.
90% like protection
Yeah.
I think I got a text or an email saying if I wanted to give some trials.
rate.
The NHS.
Oh god. And to be fair, I haven't got anything, which I'm surprised. Because
I could do it.
screw it,
I
give me
can't do
the.
it.
I hate needles, but screw it, give me the injection, give me the vaccine.
I'll quite happy to get it done.
If it speeds up any progression, then
Yeah.
I'm happy to go and do it.
If it-
Needles, I always usually get a bit
Just look
anxious
away, don't
before I have injections done, but
The last
Wait, you look away? No, I look straight at it.
you weirdo.
Oh,
You'll relate with younger me because I used to do the same thing when I was like a toddler. I actually just look straight at it as it goes in. Weird. I was a weird kid. I was a weird ass kid. But these days I can't.
Whoa, don't call us fucking weird, bitch.
Oh god. No. To be fair though, I'll happily take the injection. So then at least then I'm protected, and then I can actually do more. I can go. Then eventually, when people cooperate and everything, life can gradually come, but not to a new normal, but back to the normal we. Well, it'd be kind of different normal, but
I don't think we're ever going to go back to normal.
it won't be entirely noticeable in a way, if that makes sense. But you also
Well,
like
you could never
I know, I
predict
see
this,
where you're
could you?
coming from.
you'll just see some slight differences, like reminders. Oh, just wash your hands more often, or you know,
Yeah.
if you're feeling sick and you feel like it's worse, stay at home.
No, you would never have predicted this for a million years.
I don't think, guys,
It's just crazy.
it's technology that's suppressed over the years, and you think, well, maybe we're actually looking bright, but then nope, bats
Bam.
or whatever it may be, because it's all conspiracy theories that I'm hearing left and right, centre.
Exactly.
Not to mention the
Call it. I'm calling it now. Trump's a fucking lizard man. 100%. Fucking Mark Zuckerberg. He's a robot. I see that bloody. Do you see him in that court case? Fucking sipping that water. That was. I bet
Actually-
I bet he's like one of them water-cooled PCs. You know.
Like a cyborg.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He's got like one of them water-cooled CPUs in him.
There's
He's one of them. You know.
there's a tweet from Sasha
Fucking
Baron.
Sid from Fallout 4, you know.
he did like a
Casually
couple.
walking around with like a liquid cooling system in his arm.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. No, there's like a tweet Sasha put, and it said 1 down, 1 to go, and it's a picture of Donald Trump and Mark Zuckerberg. I love it so much.
So that we might have the Borat 3 if there's a Borat 3, it might be taking it to
If
Zuck
Amazon's
himself.
if Amazon's happy to
Going after Zuckerberg.
if Amazon's happy
And then
enough
it'll probably
to
go to
risk
Yeah,
getting
if
sued
Amazon's happy enough
Jeff
to allow it.
Bezos.
Yeah.
again.
Right. Anyway, boys, I'm
Oh.
gonna have to love you and leave you.
Right, should we end the podcast actually here? Because I know it's a bit of a
Yeah,
short
yeah, yeah.
episode.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because-
well, I think we've discussed everything.
Everything.
We kind of planned to anyway.
in a way.
Yeah, well,
Honestly, it's amazing to have you guys on for like a reunion thing. It's been bloody 6 years since I managed to get you all 3 in the same call.
yeah,
crazy. I don't think
it's
I
been
spoke
brilliant.
to
It's been great to
Either of you on
talk to
Xbox
everyone
for
again.
No.
years, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
Because I
That's
don't have
crazy.
Xbox.
it's been a while.
I've seen you in person, but I
Yeah.
think I spoke to you on Xbox for I don't know, since we used to play back in the day.
I think since when we
Last
the
time
only
I saw Ben, I was absolutely shit faced. In Whitney.
I'm there with you, brother. I'm there with
Yeah,
you. Don't worry.
we were all there with you.
Shit face as well.
I think I was because I came out as well because of
Oh, dear.
and there was the time because I just remember years ago when we all actually met up to go somewhere to watch something. I think it was
Yeah.
Lego Movie.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Yeah,
That was a
we
long
watched
time
Star
ago.
Wars or something, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't Star Wars. It was Lego Movie. I think we all went to see.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for tuning in to this kind of mix of funny yet serious podcast episode. Episode of the Betatalk podcast. It's been your boy Kieron, Lewi, Dave, and Ben. So until next time, guys, we will see you guys later.
Farewell.
Okay.
See you later, guys. Thanks.